Hello everyone. As our deputy GM Randy Guo have some other agent stuff need to deal with, so I came here to introduce our new generation of Phytium 64-core processor and its ecosystem. So this is our new list MAS2 processor. MAS2 is a new generation of the next generation of MAS, which released like 2 years ago. Which is the manufacturer is manufactured on 16 nanometer process is 64 cores. The core win name is FTC 6662. Is ARM version 8 compatible. The peak performance is 588.8 gigaflops. And we support like 8 DDR3 2400 memory access channels. The peak memory bandwidth is 153.6 gigabytes per second. And about the PCIe is we support only like 2 years ago is only PCIe version 3 and supports the length is 33. So this is the block diagram of our whole chip. We can see here about our whole chip, we just divide into 8 panels. You can see here is 8 panels. And the 8 panels are combined into the 2-dimensional mesh. And next, I will give more detail about our chip. This is a snapshot of our MAS2. We can see the frequency is about 2.3, and the TPD is 96 watt. The die size is 370 square millimeters. And the design scale is 6 billion transistor. And this is the package size. We can see the package size about our MAS2 is 61 millimeters. And the package type is we can see here. We can see here the bump is less than 12,000, and the boss is 3,576. And in the mainland of China, CESI is an independent third-party test house for ICs. And this is the results from them. And we can see our frequency and 0.9 quality is 2.3. And the dual precision floating peak performance I just described before. And here we can see like the single chip impact efficiency is about 86.75%. And the chip energy efficiency is about 6.13 gigaflops per watt. And about the spec 2006, the integer is 510 and the float is 470. The stream bandwidth is 89 gigabytes per second. Meanwhile, we also do the comparison with Intel Xeon. We can see here about our MAS2, the performance is nearly like the Xeon released 3 years ago. I just mentioned it about the float performance, but the TPD of our MAS2 is I think is quite lower compared with Xeon. But it's hard to say. Yeah, as we need to say there's still like a gap between our MAS2 and Xeon right now. So as a multi-core high-performance processor, the most challenge in the design is how to balance the resource between the calculation and the storage access. So the general purpose microprocessor have high requirement for the balance between calculation and memory access, accompanying with core increasing, chip size and large network scale bring problems, such like internal cores, data exchange, memory access has larger delay. aggravate memory warp problem, and huge challenges for physical design. For chip top-level timing, convergence becomes more and more difficult. And whatever, based on Phytium experience, we try to adjust that problems. In fact, to design a successful processor, there are too many things we need to consider. And here we just show some kernel method we have done in the math 2. I will give more detailed explanation later. The first one is about the data affinity multi-core CPU architecture. With 40 application locality characters, give support for locality in architecture level. The whole, just like the snapshot I just shown before, the whole chip are divided into several levels, and each level has its independent calculation, memory access, I/O resource. Higher level have more resource but slower, and then the lower level have few resource but faster. Software use affinity scheduling mechanism to limit the application and data as low level as possible to increase performance and the energy efficiency. And we can see the advantages. Use locality remit memory warp problem in multi-core CPU, and hierarchical design, easy to extend to larger design with more cores, and simplify physical design. And this is a single panel of our math 2. We can see in one panel there was 8 cores, and every core here have his own level 1 cache, and 4 nearby cores share the level 2 cache. The level 2 size is 4 megabyte, and one panel have 1 DDR4 memory control unit and 1 OC root unit. Here is the shows is about our CPU, the FTC 662. The fetch instruction is 32 kilobyte level 1 instruction cache and the multi-stage hybrid branch predictor we can see here. And the decode is 4 instructions per cycle. Dispatch is also the same, is 4 instructions per cycle. Execute is disordered, and 4 integer unit is here, and 2 floating unit, and 2 memory access pipelines, 32 kilobyte level 1 data cache to improve the efficiency of the core, and we have improved the predictions. We have take multi-level hybrid branch predictor. We use 5 ways: is static branch predictor, and multi-line history information predictor, indirect predictor, and the other 2 ways like loop detector. Based on the confidence coefficient determines best branch. And the results we see here is come from our internal test, and we confidence the branch predict future rate less than 2%. What's more, the calculation also plays a significant role. Phytium design a high throughput calculation unit. Our float multiplication can finish in 3 cycles, and float addition is also 3 cycles. Longest float division is 16 cycles. We also support the floating data format, 32-bit single precision and 64-bit double precision, and 2-pass SIMD. Here we show the dispatch about our core, which have an enhanced dispatching unit. Each cycle we can decode 4 instructions here, and use 8-pass dispatch key. Order dispatched based on key-free status dispatch. We also have balanced register keys and support 192 result keys. And we also share register ports. Each cycle needs 16 read ports at the most, and reduce 4 ports by sharing port optimization. Now I just describe about the architecture, about our core, and we can see except the core, another important is about the network, about the CPU. And in our CPU, we use hierarchical, heterogeneous, hybrid exchange network. We can see here, like the local interconnect coupling cores and L2 cache as a cluster. The data in the cluster has strong locality and short communication distance, and then small delay. And the global interconnect can be implemented by a configurable cell network to connect each cluster to gain better system expandability and flexibility. And here is a key root about the on-chip. We can see here we have 5 individual physical channels, and we still have low delay, about 3 cycles per hop. And we support is first come, first served, fair rotation arbitration strategy. And our ports amount can be configured for device connection or cascading. Here we just measure the energy efficiency here compared with Xeon. We can see the peak energy efficiency here. Our MAS2 is the best one here. I just talk about some about our MAS2. And here we also want to expand about our ecosystems, because ecosystem is also very important for the processor. For Phytium, we think there are 3 levels ecosystem. The first one is the base ecosystem, for example about instruction set. We have deep cooperation with ARM. And the second one is system ecosystem. We have Linaro and include. And the third one is the application ecosystem. Here we just take the cloud application as an example. uCloud and Keylen have done some work based on our earlier chip named S. And the cloud integration platform applied in practical use right now. And we also have Fusion OS. Like we have the PS in Linux, and we have like WeChat can use in Android, to exchange in Android app. And about the storage, Toyo and Microsam have realized their products like ACE 5000A and MS3000 G2 FT, and based on our S chip, respectively. And we can show in this table, we can see the IOPs and bandwidth about our previous chip is S, just have nearly the same performance about the x86. And we can see the picture here. Like Toyo just investigate the new storage based on our master, and we can infer that it would achieve better performance. About the database, we can see the first graph here shows the sum consume time, compilation, and different taste. We need to commit that, and our previous S still have like a gap between them, but we can conclude from the graphs here, because the second graph depicts the parallelism computation, and case 2, which reflects the scalability accompanying with increasement of cost. We can see that accompanying with the increasement of CPU nodes, Phytium server can get almost the same performance as x86 server. And about the EDA tools, which need to mention here is Empyrean have sign of tools escape into our Phytium CPUs. And we have done some comparison between Phytium server and ZM. And this is the S CPU, existing cores. The frequency is 1.5 gig, and the memory is 32 gigabytes. And we can see here, the load date and inquire instance is nearly the same. And one more wonderful thing, we have like the Women Electronic Sports Championship, like this year, last year held in Chengdu just 1 month ago, just use our Phytium machine. So this is our partners, more than nearly 100 right now. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, thank you. Questions?
Thank you for your talk. So I have 2 questions. The first question is, I see you have got a very a complex network on chip.
Yeah.
So do you provide some kind of interfaces that developers can make use of that?
Well, I'm not the control about the network. I just in control about the I/O. So about how to configure network in the master, I think I cannot give more detailed description. I'm sorry.
Well, development and also a system constructor will done whole work. So I think you can ignore about that.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm considering about one very specific scenario. That's we run multi-threaded applications on this 64 cores CPU. If we do something special, we just need an OpenMP schedule the threads. There can be problems that your hierarchical network on chip is under. I mean, it's not fully utilized. So maybe there are, if in any chance there are any kind of developer interface, that's one maybe can make use of that. It would be nice. But of course, this is just some of my thought. So my next question is about the architecture. Do you consider or if it's possible to disclose this information? Okay, do you consider as incorporating technologies such as high-band HBM2 into this Phytium CPU?
HBM2.
Yes. High. Yeah. So no HBM2 in the near
not
future.
Yet. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, one more question. Yeah, in your presentation, you mentioned that you want to guarantee the data affinity. So I want to know how you guarantee the data affinity when given a sparse metric computation application, because the data access in such application is non-affine.
About the data affinity, we can see the I don't know how they implement it in our course, because I just know about the core group. They implement like the data feed. They use like one core, just use is O1 L1 like a cache. About how to realize that, I think I don't know what they realize that. in the, because this is in our Phytium, we have like a processor group. The processor group in culture about the data affinity, and they will like what I see is they use L1 cache and they then can investigate about the data affinity and
hardware level only.
What?
So this should be also in the operating system. You can support this.
operating system.
Yeah, I'm not sure when you do the multi-threading, like do fast touch, and if you do other, I'm not sure what's the major technology for data affinity.
You know, you have some API in the library, and you can call it. And they also have some API from the OS, and you can use.
So that's why my question is, it should be in the operating system level rather than
Yeah.
going to core
Yeah,
in the
core,
level. Yeah.
Okay.
So one quick question. You said you have a very complex branch predictor.
Yeah.
Did you do anything to mitigate Spectre and Meltdown? Or because Spectre is almost certainly affecting any kind of branch prediction in the past 2 decades, but Meltdown is only on the more complex one. So do you know, have you done tests to make sure that this chip is not affected?
I think we have done the test. Yeah.
Is it affected?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And when we're gonna see the Phytium servers in the HPC lab in Linaro? Soon? Okay, that's a good answer. Thank you.
Also makes sense. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Jianfeng.
Okay. Thank you.